Hello everyone, this is Poonam Kuar, Assistant Professor, Government First Grade College, Bagipalli. Today we'll be discussing Consumer Behavior subject, which is for BBA, 5th semester, Bangalore North University. So today we'll be discussing Consumers Decision Making Process. This is the fourth chapter, and in the fourth chapter, the topic for today's discussion will be Diffusion of Innovations. Okay. So before exactly starting today's topic, let us first recap the previous class session. So in the previous class, we have discussed what is personal influence and how opinion leadership process will take place. So exactly how the person can be influenced by outsiders, like personal influence, how it will be given, and what the opinion leaders play the role, what they do, how they give their opinions to the public, and who are the opinion seekers, who are opinion receivers, who are opinion leaders. This all we have seen in our previous class. Now, before exactly starting the topic, let us first understand what is the objective of this chapter. The learning objective of this chapter is to provide an understanding of consumers' decision-making process. So here, the students will be made understood what the consumer decision-making process is and what this process includes. This all will be studied in detail. So session outcomes. The students will be able to understand the concept of diffusion of innovation. What is this diffusion of innovation? What are the different stages in diffusion of innovations? What is innovation? All this in detail we are going to study now. So let us exactly start what is today's topic, that is the diffusion of innovation. So first, what is diffusion of innovation? So we might have heard these words, right? Innovation. So innovation is like whenever this word innovation comes, no, in our mind, one single word may strike something new. Innovation is like something new. So now, diffusion of innovation, DOI, is a theory which is popularized by an American communication theorist, and he was a sociologist by name Everett Rogers in the year 1962, that aims to explain how, why, and the rate at which a product or service or process spreads through a population or in the social system. So, in other words, the diffusion of innovation explains the rate at which new ideas and technologies spread in the market. The diffusion of innovation theory is used extensively by the marketers to understand the rate at which the consumers are likely to adopt a new product or service. So, any marketer, while analyzing the market scenario or market behavior, he will be using this diffusion of innovation theory in analyzing the market, in understanding the rate of at which the consumers are likely to adopt any new product or service if it is launched in the market. Yes, so this is a theory which is popularized by a communication theorist of America, and he was also a sociologist by name Everett Rogers. This theory was published in the year 1962, where it explains how, why, and which rate the product or services or process which will spread in the market, which will spread in the general public or in social system. Okay, so this is what diffusion of innovation is. Yes, in simple, diffusion of innovation, it is a theory which is used in the which is used extensively by the marketer to understand the rate at which any new product or service which may be adopted in the market by the consumer. Yes, now. So we have seen now what is diffusion of innovation. Yes, now in simple, let us understand what is innovation. In simple, let us understand now what is innovation. So innovation stands for transformation of an idea into something useful. Yes, see, we will be having lot of ideas in our mind, but is that possible? In every idea can be converted into useful, something useful? Of course, it is possible, but we have to work on that very much. So, transformation of a one particular idea into something useful, so that will constitute innovation. Okay, there are two kinds of innovations. First, new things, something new which is coming into the picture, which is coming for public. So, which is totally new in the market. That is called innovation, or development of new things, or we are developing new things. Like something is there, but in that we are developing something extra, that will be constituting innovation. So transformation of any idea into something useful is considered as innovation. Okay, now let us understand in detail what is this diffusion of innovation constitutes. Yes, so in the diffusion of innovation theory, there are 5 adopter categories. Yes, in this theory, there are 5 adopter categories. They are called as, so these all 5 adopter categories are being given one, but are being given different names. So they are innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, and lastly the laggards. Yes, so these are the 5 different uh, adopter categories in the diffusion of innovation theory. Now, let us understand in detail what is this 5 adopter categories are having characteristics. Now, exactly before going for individual stage, let us understand what is the share which is contributed by each this adopter category. So, these innovators. So, in the entire process, these innovators will be having 2.5% share. Okay, so this is very less in number. They are very less in numbers, like only 2.5% they are considered as innovators. Then comes the early adopters. So this is a bell-shaped curve which is explaining how this diffusion of innovation theory takes place in the market, and how this market is categorized in different adopter categories. So first comes the innovators. They are very less in numbers, like only 2.5% will be innovators. Then comes the early adopters. They constitute 13.5% share in the market. Like early adopters, by seeing the innovators, they will start adopting it. Then comes the early majority. So this early majority and late majority, they are the peak of this diagram, where they will be constituting some huge portion of the market, like 34% will be for early majority, and again 34% for the late majority. So altogether 68% of the market share would be covered by these two categories of adopter, that is early majority and late majority. Yes, now then at the end lastly comes the laggards. Now these laggards will be having 16% of market share, because after this late majority, slowly the people will be not going to buy that particular some product or service. There comes the laggards. So slowly the product will be out of market, or it will be not reaching to the consumers as it was at the initial stage. So this constitutes one criteria of adopter, that is called as laggards. Now, let us see in detail what these individual categories have their features. So, these innovators, who are called as innovators in this theory, is they are characterized by those who want to be the first to try the innovation. Yes, this category of people will be like, they always want first. Anything comes in the market, they want to first try it. Okay, so they are called as innovators. Anything new comes in the market, they are always ready to adopt that, because it is something new, and they will be very excited to use that new product. They are called as innovators, or like they are very highly risk takers. They are not conscious about the price. They are ready to pay high price, but they want the product to be given first for them. They are called as innovators. As example I'll give you, if some movie is launching in the theater. Okay, so there will be some people who always prefer first day first show. Why? Because they want themselves to be the first part of that movie audience. Yes, so they will be whole night, they'll be standing in the queues just to watch this first day first show. So this kind of public, we will be call it as innovators. They are characterized by one who want first to try any innovation. They will be ready to adopt any risk to just try that one first product. So these category of people are very less in number. That is, in this theory, they are 2.5% in the diffusion of innovation theory. So after these innovators comes the early adopters. Okay, and one more, in innovators, at this stage, the research and development will take place at a huge level. Okay, because something new, if we want to launch in the market, there should be proper research to be done in detail. Then only this innovation will take place. There comes the early adopters. Now, who are these early adopters? Early adopters are characterized by those who are comfortable with change and adopting new ideas. Yes, the name itself says early adopters. Like, they are also adopters only, but they are early. They are early to someone else. They are early adopters. After the innovators, this will be followed by the early adopters. They are like, they are comfortable to accept change which is coming. They don't resist they don't be the resistance to change. They will accept the change and they will adopt any new ideas which is coming, and they enjoy that new ideas because already innovators have already used that thing. So these early adopters will be quite okay, fine, this is good, I will also use it. Okay, fine, I will use it after the innovators have already used it. So at this early adopter stage, this especially these opinion leaders, they will be framing their opinions based on this early adopters category. Okay, so this is the another stage in diffusion of innovation theory. So next comes the early majority. Now, what is this early majority? This early majority, this early majority is characterized by those who adopt new innovations. They adopt new innovations before the average person. Before the average person. So, however, evidence is needed that the innovation works before this category will adopt the innovation. Like, they will not just blindly adopt the new product, but they will be waiting for evidence. They will be waiting for evidence, like how and what is the proof that this product is success in the market, or it has been accepted by majority of the people. Based on the innovators and early adopters category, this early majority will be accepting that change and they will be accepting that product. So here they are very this they are characterized as, they are like, before an average person uses that, they will be the early majority. They will be usually accept that in a very easy manner. So this early majority will be the people who will be, observing these innovators and early adopters, and based on their adoption strategies, these early adopters will be the next persons to adopt that particular product. So here, these are characterized by those who adopt new innovations before the average person. Like, normally, the general public adopt that thing. Before that, they will be the people who will be adopting that. Okay. Next comes late majority, and these early adopters are like, they constitutes a major portion of the diffusion theory. That is 34% of they will be the early adopters. So it will be huge. Next, late majority. Now this late majority is characterized by those who are skeptical of change and will only adopt an innovation after it's been generally accepted and adopted by the majority of population. So when majority of population is adopting some kind of change, these late majority will react to that change and they also will try to accept that change. Until and unless it has been adopted by general public, they will not adopt it. So these are called as late majority. Okay, like example, this computers. So when the computers have been launched into the market, they were very, I mean, they of course they were very costly, and they were not used by general public. So slowly, like the computers were first used in especially in this space launching and all these. Then slowly it was used in research and development activities in some big firms. Then slowly it came to corporate sector, and then IT sector has started its booming, and then slowly it has come to um, general public. Now, the computer systems and this digital world has become part and parcel of every activity in our day-to-day life. Like electricity bill can be paid through internet connection, and especially now mobile phones are also same thing. When mobile phones were launched earlier, it was like a highly reputed brand and reputed product, but now it has become normal. Earlier in our home, there were no mobile phones at all. We had some landline connections and only one single phone for whole family. Nowadays, in a family, how many members are there? So many mobile phones are there. At least it will be more than that only. So likewise, this adoption categories would be divided. And then finally, this late majority also constitutes a major portion of this diffusion theory. They are also in number 34%. And then comes the laggards. Now, these laggards are characterized by those who are very traditional. Okay, they are very traditional to their present way of working, and they are very conservative. They don't adopt change very easily. They are the last to make the changeover to new technologies. This category is the hardest to appeal to. This laggards category people are very, very difficult to convince. They will resist to change. They don't want to adopt any change. Now, these are characterized by, they will be having very traditional method of doing or very traditional method of buying behavior, and they are very conservative. They don't adopt change easily. So I mean, they don't adopt risk at all. They always avoid taking risk, and they will be like happy with their present way of doing only. They don't want to adopt new things. They don't want to change anything. They are satisfied with the present way of doing. But the situation and the market conditions will make them to adopt the change at the end. So they are very hardest to appeal. Okay, so these are the 5 categories of adopters in theory of diffusion, as we have seen. So in our present class, we have seen what is diffusion of innovation, who has developed this theory, and what is innovation. And then after seeing what is innovation, in innovation there are 2 types of innovation, like totally new innovation or developing new things. Then comes the diffusion theory, where we have 5 adopter categories. In that, first is innovators. These innovators are constituted by 2.5% of the total market. Then comes the early adopters. Early adopters are 13.5% in market. Early majority, they are 34% of the market share. And then late majority, they are also constituting 34%. And finally comes the laggards. So now in the detail we have seen what are the features of this each category of adopters. So finally in our today's class we have seen the concept of diffusion of theory. So friends, I hope you have understood, and thanks for listening. Thank you so much. Thank you one and all.